Good morning, students. Welcome back in your SS class. Student, from today's video lecture, we will start third chapter of civics, that is why do we need parliament. Right, students? And this would be the third part of this chapter. It would be most important chapter, dear student. So first of all, let's discuss about the topics which we will cover in this chapter. That is, first of all, introduction. Then we have one question, that why should people decide the things? Next topic would be there, that people and their representative, who are these representative and how they are elected. We will discuss this thing. Then we will discuss about the role of parliament and the function of the parliament. We will try to focus only these topics in this video lecture, right? So dear student, here is a picture of Indian Parliament. It is located in New Delhi, you can see that. And you can see this picture of the Parliament of India. Right, students? So dear student, our India, it got independence on 15th August 1947. You well know, aware about this situation, right? When India got independence, after getting independence, India adopted the same phenomena which British government had, right? So reason is that because they were well aware about that particular situation and that particular administrative situation. So that's why they adopted near about same phenomena, right? So Indian Parliament, it was formed after 1947, and it enabled the citizen of India to participate in the decision making and to control the government. Means after 1947, now we have democratic government, and in democratic government, because in the modern democratic government, we have to choose people as a representative, and these representatives, they participated on the behalf of the citizens. That's why in this way, the citizen, they can participate in the decision making and they can control the government also, right? So this is the Indian Parliament. Now the Parliament, it is made up of the elected representative. This elected representative, these are elected by the people of the country, and they belong to different political parties, and even they exercise power on the behalf of the people, because they were nominated, they were elected by the people. That's why the final decision making power, it is in the hand of these representatives. Student, in the 7th standard, you have studied about direct democracy or indirect democracy. In modern democracy, we are facing about indirect democracy. Now we always studied about indirect democracy, and if I'll give you the the example of direct democracy, it is Gram Panchayat, old time Gram Panchayat, right now, not right now. In the in the past, we have you can say Sarpanch and Sampanch, and in front of all the citizens of the village, and you can say in front of all the villagers, the dispute can be sorted out. This was the example. This is the example of a direct democracy. But in the modern world, because modern democracy, they have a very large number. So that's why in direct democracy, it is not possible. So we always use indirect democracy, in which we elected our representative, and these elected representative, they had power on the behalf of the, you can say, citizen, right? So dear student, if we think about parliament, this parliament consists different institutions. The first one is the president, it is the institution. The second one is Lok Sabha, and the third one is Rajya Sabha, right? So these were the institutions, you can say that in the parliament, and these institutions, they play an important role. In the functioning of the democratic government, right? So next topic is two houses. As everybody knows that in our parliament, we have two houses. The first one is Lok Sabha and the second one is Rajya Sabha. Right, friends? So first of all, let's discuss about Lok Sabha. Now, dear student, the total number of the Lok Sabha, it is 552, means 552. And right now in the present, we have 543 elected representative plus 2. It means we have 545 total members right now. The time period of these members, these elected members, this is 5 years. The citizen of the, you can say, country, they elected these representatives by the universal added franchise. It means right to vote. It means right to vote. Means these members, they are all over the country. All over the country, this is divided into different constituencies, and in these different constituencies, the citizen elect their member of parliament. You can say that is known as an MP through the universal adult franchise. It means right to vote, and these people, because they are elected by the people, these people exercise the final power, decision making power, and these people decide whatever the policy and plan must be followed, right? And these elected representatives, they are elected for 5 years, right? Now, if we think about Rajya Sabha, if we think about Rajya Sabha, in Rajya Sabha there were total members is 250, and at present we have 233 elected, 233 and 12. It means 245 members, right? Now the tenure of the Lok Sabha, it is 5 years, but the tenure of the Rajya Sabha, it is 6 years. Lok Sabha, it will be dissolved after 5 years, but Rajya Sabha, it is not dissolved. Rajya Sabha never dissolved. That's why after 2 years, 1/3 member of it, they were retired. 1/3 its member, they were retired and chosen by the and they were even, you can say that they were elected by all the state assemblies. Means जो 1/3 रिटायर हुए ना, उतने नंबर्स जो होते हैं उनको दोबारा से इलेक्ट किया जाता है, जितने भी ऑल स्टेट असेंबलीज हैं उनके द्वारा. And these members are also called MP. These members are also called MPs because they both belong to parliament. They both belong to parliament. That's why they are called member of parliament. In parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, both members sit there, right, friends? These are the parliament. So dear student, let's see another some other factors about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, it is known as a lower house. It is known as a lower house and headed by their presiding officers, and its presiding officers is known as a speaker and chairman, right? So you have one question that which house is known as a lower house, that is Lok Sabha. That is Lok Sabha, and who is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha? That is speaker. So student, you have to find out who is the Lok Sabha speaker in India right now. Okay, you have to find this question, and tomorrow you have to give the answer. Now, if you think about Rajya Sabha, it is known as the upper house, and the vice president, he is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Is the chairman, and you can say presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha. And you have to find out who is the vice president in India right now. These two questions as a homework I have given you. Okay. So dear student, so these are this is the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, it is known as a lower house, and Rajya Sabha, this is the upper house. The member of the Lok Sabha, they are directly elected by as a citizen by us. Okay, by us. They are elected by us. Okay, so they are the they have the more authority to exercise the power. And the Rajya Sabha, they are indirectly elected person. They are indirectly elected person, but they both belong to the parliament. That's why they both known as a MP, right? My dear student, in the parliament, there are some seats which are reserved for SC, ST and women candidates. Because you know about the region that in our society, it is a caste-based society. And there is a section that is known as Dalit. It is always at the bottom of the society. At the bottom of the society. And to uplift this SC, ST and women, it required that they must be in the government. They must be a part of the government. That's why some seats they are reserved for these candidates, so that these candidates can participate in the decision making. Right, students? Okay. Now the main function of the parliament, it is making law and to control, guide, and inform the government. It means to run the government. You can say that. So this is the main function of the parliament. That first of all, it made law. It makes laws and policies for the you can say country. And second thing, it runs the government also. Okay. Now, dear student, I'll tell you a short, brief description about how to make a law. So, dear student, any law, first of all, it is presented in either house, whether it is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It can become in any, you can say it can be presented in any house of the parliament, whether it is Lok Sabha, whether it is Rajya Sabha. It doesn't matter. Okay. First of all, in suppose it is presented in Lok Sabha. First of all the loopholes, all the argument is taken there, and then the bill is finalized from this that particular house. After that, it goes in the lower house, upper house, that is called Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha में जाने के बाद वहां पर भी proper discussion होती है. If Rajya Sabha wants that if Rajya Sabha is not agree with the point, then there was a joint session, and after the joint session, it was passed. When a bill it is passed by both houses, then it goes to the president, and president sign on it. President sign on it. When the president give the approval of it, then particular bill become a law. Particular bill becomes a law. If a president think about it that it must be reconsidered, then that particular bill will be sent again to the parliament. But if Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both again pass the same law, then the president has to sign on it, because he is the nominal head in our Indian parliament, in our Indian government, right? He has to sign it, because the member of the Lok Sabha, they are the directly elected persons, so he has to agree with upon that particular person. Okay, so and the bill, it can be present in either of the house, but money bill, it is presented only in Lok Sabha. Money bill, it is presented only in Lok Sabha, whereas any common bill, it can be presented in any of the house. It doesn't matter. But only money bill, it is presented in Lok Sabha, and the decision taken by Lok Sabha, it is finalized. Money bill, it would be after passing money bill in Lok Sabha, it would be in the sent in the Rajya Sabha also. But if Rajya Sabha, you can say that delay it is just only for 14 days. After 14 days, it is automatically passed, right? Now we have one question: why should people decide? Now this is the most important question. So, dear student, I want to tell you one thing, that India got freedom. If you think about India, it got freedom after a long and tough struggle. As you well know about it, even in history, you are studying about it. In this struggle for the freedom, people from different backgrounds, they participated. And they were greatly inspired by the ideas of freedom, equality, and participation in decision making. You well know about it, because in history you have studied about it, right? The British government had created such a havoc that they never dared to criticize any of their decisions, even if they did not agree with them. Means इस प्रकार का डर जो था ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट ने फैला रखा था. But the freedom movement changed this situation, and the nationalists, they began to openly criticize the British government also, and they always makes demands, and they always wants change also. They demanded that there should be elected members in the legislature with a right to discuss the budget and to ask the questions, so that whatever is policy and plan they are formulated for the future of the country, they must be taken by these elected representatives. So the Government of India Act 1909, it allowed some elected representation. It is the first time. Otherwise, before it, it is just only British people that always take the decision. Right, students? Hope so. The things is clear to all of you. So this question is that why should people decide? Means these people, they participated in the freedom struggle, and they got the independence. That's why these people, means the citizen of the country, they have given the power to take the decision. But because modern democracy, it is very in huge amount, it is a very, you can say it is a large democracy. That's why this is the basic reason. That's why we have some elected members, and from these elected members, they exercise the power on the behalf of these people, because they are elected by the people, right? So let's study another things. So dear student, however, all the adults, they were they were not allowed to vote. However, we can say that all the adults, they were not allowed to vote. All the adult citizens, they have right to vote, but in extreme conditions, they were barred, they were banned. Like some people, those who are in criminal activities, yeah, or you can say that there are some people, those who are more unsound mind, they can't participate. But during the British time period, all adults, they were not allowed to vote. Right now, all the adult citizens, they have right to vote. It doesn't matter. But in the previous time, whenever we are under the British, at that time, in the decision-making policy, all people could not participate because all the adults, they were not allowed to vote even. And the nationalists, they wanted that all persons in independent India would be able to participate in decision-making. Because we have come to know about, you can say that experience under British, that what type of decision it can be taken. Because all the citizens of the country, they participated in the freedom struggle, then all the person in independent India would be able to participate in decision making. So that's why when India got freedom, the dreams and the aspiration of the freedom struggle, it means that in the independent India, all the people would participate. This dream would come into a concrete form. It means in this dream, you can say that all the people have to participate, right? So whenever our Indian Constitution, it was prepared, so the principle of the universal adult franchise, it means right to vote, it was given to all the citizens. All the adult citizens of the country, they have right to vote, right? First of all, this age is 21 years, but after 1989, the age become 18 years, right? Now, people and their representative, first of all, let's think about it. In a democratic form of government, the individual and the citizen is the most important person because they are the final authority. Now, we have one question here. How does the individual give approval to the government? Question right here. And the answer of this question is, it is just only by the election. Means which political party make government, who has the power to take the decision. Now, how it would be decided? It would be decided only a mechanism that is called election. In election, candidate appear and you can say candidate participate in the election, and as a citizen we vote them, we cast vote for them, and you can say that by these elections, whosoever get majority, that particular person can be considered the elected representative, and that elected representative exercise power on the behalf of the people, right? People would elect their representative to the parliament also. Then one group from among of these elected representatives, the forms of the government. The parliament, it is made up of all the representatives together, and it guides the government how to run the government and how to behave, and you can say what plans must be implemented. It means that people, through their chosen and elected representative, they participated in the decision making, they control the government also. This is the method. Now, in the modern world, if we think about the modern world, democracy, it become large. So it is by the method of election, we elect representative, and these representatives, they participate in the decision making policy, and through these representative, we participated in this decision making, and we control the government, right? Now let's discuss about the role of the parliament. The Indian Parliament, it came into existence in 1947. It is the representative of people, and these representatives, they enjoy immense power. It means they have a lot of power to take the decision of it. And elections to the parliament, they are held in a similar manner as they are from the state for the state legislative. Means whenever the MP is elected, they have the same phenomena as we have elected the state legislative persons. The Lok Sabha, it is usually elected once every 5 years. The country, the total country, it is divided into different constituency, and from each constituency, as a citizen, we elect one person for the parliament. We elect one person for the parliament, and that person, it is known as the member of parliament, right? And the candidate who contest election, they usually belong to different political parties. It doesn't matter. Once the person is elected, it means these candidates, they become the member of the parliament. That's why they were known as MPs. And these MPs together form the parliament. These MPs, they all form the parliament, and this parliament, it has different functions. It performs different functions. Now, what are the functions of this parliament? We will study in the next video lecture. Hope so the things are clear to all of you. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.